life form. Looks like it's been dead a long time. Fossilized. Looks like it's grown out of the chair. Bones have been outward. Like he exploded from inside.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. You will have seen in the news recently there's been a lot of alien activity happening in cinema. Prometheus 2 is going to happen, but more excitingly, there's going to be a new Alien movie. It looks like it's going to be directed by Neill Blomkamp and starring Sigourney Weaver. They've been doing the publicity trail together because they've just worked together on Chappie, and they have been talking about a new Alien movie. Now, people are excited, but there's also some consternation. Why? Well, when Neill Blomkamp first started talking about this, he said, there's Alien and Aliens, and then this film. Now, some early concept art that he's made available on the web seems to show Sigourney Weaver as Ripley and Hicks. Now, this is interesting because if you know the Alien series, Hicks dies at the beginning of Alien 3, and it looked initially like the film was going to pick up after Aliens and completely ignore Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Good reason for doing that, because both of those are flawed films, but not everyone was entirely happy. Almost immediately after having let that be known, Neill Blomkamp kind of relented, saying, my favourites are the first two movies, so I want to make a film that's connected to Alien and Aliens. That's my goal. Now, if you've seen Alien 3, you'll know that it's a complete mess of a film. David Fincher, who was the director, had a terrible time working on it. Later on, he was given the opportunity to go back and reconstruct a director's cut. He didn't want anything to do with it. In fact, the reconstructed version that's available on disc was put together, I think, by Charles de Lauritzka, who had to reassemble it from his notes and the existing footage. There has never been a director's cut of Alien 3. As for Alien Resurrection, there are some interesting ideas in it, but it's generally not thought to be a great part of the Alien canon, although it's significant for the fact that Sigourney Weaver's wage on Alien Resurrection was larger than the entire production budget of Alien. Now, I know this because some years ago I made a documentary about the then Alien quartet called Alien Evolution. The most interesting thing about that documentary, of course, is what should have happened with Alien 3. See, in its original inception, Alien 3, which is now generally regarded as a disaster, was a Vincent Ward project. And as I'm sure you'll know, Vincent Ward envisaged it as, in his words, name of the rose in space. It was a film that took place on a wood planet with a monk-like community in which Sigourney Weaver falling from the sky with the alien was seen to be angel and devil. It was a film that was rich with medieval imagery, which was absolutely designed to take the alien story somewhere completely different. It was religious, it was allegorical, it was strange. Now, Vincent Ward does still get a writing credit on Alien 3, but everyone is very aware that what's on the screen has almost nothing to do with what he wrote. When we interviewed Guyler and Hill, the producers, they seemed to think that basically Vincent Ward never really understood how to get his concept onto the screen. And yet, if you look at the storyboards, if you look at his designs, if you look at his original ideas, it looks like there is a really great movie there that he just never got allowed to make. Now, Ward's career has had its ups and downs. He made Map of the Human Heart, which is fantastic. He made Navigator, which is terrific. And he made What Dreams May Come, which is a total failure until you compare it to something like The Lovely Bones, which suddenly makes it look a bit better. But for my money, as excited as I may be by the idea of a new Alien film with Sigourney Weaver and directed by Neill Blomkamp, who I like very much, what I'd really love to see is Vincent Ward's Alien 3. You know, William Peter Blatty, when he made Legion, which became Exorcist 3, actually started out making a very different film that could be reconstructed from footage which was shot but then discarded. In the case of Vincent Ward, he never got anywhere near making Alien 3. He was off the project by the time the camera started rolling. Yet that still sounds to me like the Alien movie that I really want to see.
Let's get the hell out of here.